I think the Russians are behind Harry Potter. I am now in the middle of... in fact, I can't even watch one movie in one night. It takes 2 nights to watch one movie. And why is Comcast charging me $2.99 for an 11-year-old movie? I mean, at a certain point, you expect to pay on-demand prices. If the thing just came out of the theaters, and it's never $2.99, it's like $6.99 by the time they put all the taxes and fees on top of it. So there's 7 of these movies we have to watch, and you have the pressure of going to the theater to see the new one. Unlike Dork Girl who went at midnight on the opening night, I'm hoping it will play for a couple of weeks anyway, because now movies seem to only be on at the theaters for a month, and then they go straight to wherever it is they go. And why is it... This whole thing is fundamentally unfair. Why can I stay in a hotel in Washington, D.C. and watch movies that are at the movies?
Yeah, that I don't know.
But I can't do it at home.
I don't know how they get those rights to those movies.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, you can see movies.
There's a limbo that movies are in to come to the consumer,
Right.
and during that limbo, they are available in major and nice hotels all over the world.
In airports.
Yeah.
And airports.
And airplanes.
Airplanes.
They worked out a deal.
Okay. So, this Harry Potter thing, I've not read any of the books. We're on movie 2, which was 3 hours long.
They all are.
Why?
Get used to it.
I don't know.
They're
I'm not
3
into
hours.
it.
I've never been into it. I've managed to go 44 years without picking up a single Harry Potter book or watching a Harry Potter movie. I don't know who this Daniel Radcliffe is. Is he like 4'6"? This is going to be the smallest kid on earth. He makes Tom Cruise look tall.
Wait till you get to the 3rd one. He's growing.
Is he growing?
He starts growing.
5'2" in the 3rd one.
Yeah.
All right, do they get better? These first 2 have sucked. It's
Okay.
overacting by kids that can't act.
The first 2 movies, admittedly, are not very good. And
How did they ever get to the 3rd
I like
then?
them.
Okay,
first
well,
two.
the first 2 are more like there's not a whole lot of like pizzazz and stuff. There's stuff missing, and they're just not great. When you get to the 3rd one, it really gets a lot better. They get a new director, and it gets.
You're building a Chris
I
Columbus.
know, I'm such a dork, but it's so.
I really like the
Hey,
third
hey,
one.
director.
The 3rd one
And
is
the
a
production
little
style is much
creepier.
better.
a little
Yeah,
darker.
yeah. In my defense, I was a little kid when I started this, so this was like my childhood.
All right,
thing.
fair enough.
I'm not
And
like,
I'm paying now on-demand prices for movies that came out when you were a little kid.
You can watch
There's
them on
something
TBS every other
fundamentally
weekend.
unfair. I have a pressure now. I've got to watch all of them so that we can go as a family to see the 8th installment of the period. I mean, 8 installments at 3 hours, that's like more time than I invested in most things in my life.
It's worth it.
Is it?
It's so
Yeah,
worth
this-
it.
How many are you into this?
4.
Okay, you're not much further ahead down this road than I am.
I have to keep waiting for BK because we can't watch them together during the week. So I have to watch it, and then he has to watch it.
Have you read any of the books?
No, but I have a friend who was all about the books, waited for them
I
to
know
come out.
fully grown adults, people my age and older, that have them proudly displayed on their bookshelf at
Oh,
home.
yeah.
I think they're nuts.
She's offered to loan them to me. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'll just watch the movie.
Okay, it's not as gay as Twilight, but it's almost. I mean, when you think about it, fully grown adults. I do this, the only reason I'm doing this is because a 7-year-old child wants me to. And how do you say no to a 7-year-old kid? So now my life exists every night. I go home and I look at my green pool. Mick, come on, we got to get that. Anyway. And I go downstairs and I watch 3 hours of Harry Potter. And there's got to be more to life.
Is there vodka involved?
No, later. Just when I'm recovering from the 2 hours of Harry Potter that I've invested, and I know I got an hour and 12 minutes left to watch the end of the movie. Broke his heart last night. We had to finally tell him it's 9 o'clock. We can't do this all night long.
Yeah, you can't
The
stop
movies
it
get
late.
better.
Yeah. I think the 3rd one...
the 3rd one changes a lot, and
Yeah.
they just keep getting better from there.
I want somebody to die. When does somebody die?
4th one.
4th one. Yeah.
And then people
let's
die,
just say,
everyone after
let's just say hypothetically, if we were just to jump right to the 4th one, what would I miss?
Everything
missed
about
stuff.
his godfather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's important. It really is.
You gotta see him
You
in
gotta know the full
sequence.
story.
Just give Cliff notes.
There's storyline you need to follow.
Right.
Are you watching these?
I've seen many of them. I have not seen them all in sequence, and I have not sat
Is your
down.
life any poorer because of it?
Oh no,
Okay.
no. But I do appreciate.
I
the
feel like
fact-
this is the biggest money-making scam ever put on the earth. I mean, you think about the millions and millions of books that are sold, the movies that have made out. This movie made like, I don't know, what, gazillion dollars its opening weekend. There's 8 of them, and they're still making on-demand money off an 11-year-old movie. It's got to be gazillions of dollars. This one was on welfare, right? This J.K. Rowling?
I
Or
think-
England's equivalent of it? I'm sure they
Yeah.
don't call it welfare. They have a much better word for it.
I think when she started.
She like couldn't pay to heat her house, and
Really?
now she's like one of the richest women in. You know,
Which
She
is
can,
amazing.
spin a yarn. I like the
I-
characters. I like
Good
Ron.
things.
I like Hermione. I like Harry. I think that it doesn't have to be 3 hours long. 7-year-olds don't care.
Yeah. They're a little lengthy.
Okay, but
See, I don't complain.
does he get bored with it in that 3 hours?
But he wouldn't get bored with it if it were 2 hours. I mean, I don't think he would know the
That's
difference.
the thing is, kids will sit there and watch the entire thing.
All right, the only character I'm really actually rooting for is Alan Rickman, because he's the only one of these things so far that can actually act his way out of a wet paper bag. These kids are terrible.
They get better.
They really do get better. I mean, they were
Who's that?
little. They were like
Kids.
9 when they started, so they get better. I think they picked up.
You don't even tell me, stay with it.
I know,
It
I
gets
know.
better. How did they get funding? If the first 2 movies suck so bad and nobody could act, how did they even get to the third?
I didn't think the first 2 sucked, but I definitely think the third one was better
Yeah.
than the first 2.
Yeah.
You could tell the difference.
Alan Rickman is
Professor Snape.
Snape.
Oh, of course, because she reads the IMBD.
The only thing I can think about when
You
I
actually got
see
somebody to
him-
marry you?
Not yet. They're engaged.
Do they know about this? Are they like complicit in
He
this?
accepts it. He accepts
He
me.
accepts
He
it.
accepts
That's
me
much
for my
better than
my
you
flaws.
saying yes, he embraces it.
Every time I see him, all I can think about is that he was in, what was that parody
Dogma.
of Robin Hood?
Oh,
No, he was in the actual Robin Hood. with
Was he
Kevin
one of the
Costner.
actual Robin Hood?
Yes.
Okay.
he's the king.
I
Now,
always
of
pictured
course, if
that
you're a
when I see
movie
him.
buff, he was the terrorist Hans,
Right.
in Die Hard. That was where he first became known to everyone. But he is brilliant,
Wait,
and he is
but
really
Archangel
good
Dog.
in this movie. Or as far now, I went ahead and went online and read some story points so I could sort of not pay attention and still seem
So you
hip.
can go, I'm going to go to the bathroom and then go take a nap.
Maybe. So he kills Dumbledore.
Yeah.
See?
Whoa! Do that!
When? Sorry! I don't know you did it now.
You are a grown woman! Snap out of it!
do that?
You are a grown, hip woman! I hate the geeky side of
You
you!
could at least have spoiler
I
alert!
already take a vacation to go to San Diego's Comic Con every
Oh
year.
my gosh!
Spoiler alert.
That was horrible! I don't care, I don't even
It's not even really Dumbledore because I gotta replace
I don't
Richard Harris because he
care. I don't
died in real
care.
life.
I don't even want to know. I don't even know. You killed it for me.
Well, you know Snape's a bad guy, right?
I wasn't sure. He's
Hey,
kind of
you
bad,
know,
kind of
you
good.
got it.
The fourth one, they kind of allude to the fact that he was a bad guy, that they got him under control.
I knew he was bad
Seriously.
from the get-go. It's Alan Rickman. He doesn't play good guys.
Yeah, but it was
He played
like
Archangel in Dogma.
he was protecting Harry at one point in time, so you don't really know. It's kind of back and
Oh.
Wait till you
forth.
get to the last movie, and it will all make sense.
It will all make sense
Well,
because you've read all the books.
Yeah, I have.
You've been,
oh, I'm ticked. Spoiler alert. Seriously, you
What is wrong with these
you
grown
offended the
adults?
nerd.
I mean, these are grown adults. She is now offended that I have given away a plot point in an 8-part movie series. Harry Potter
she's
aimed at
investing all of
8-year-old
this time.
kids.
Yeah.
I am too.
hours of my life.
I just saved you 3 movies. Chapter 7.
No. Oh.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm telling you, Legos, Disney, Harry Potter, these are the works of Satan. I mean, the money lenders that were thrown from the temple, this is what they do in 2011.
You
It
did
is a
not just
scam.
reference the Bible.
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
So suddenly we decided to get religion
Yeah,
now.
you're really gonna.
and Legos.
Get Legos.
It's evil. If you are a parent, if you have a child in your life, this stuff is made for one reason and one reason only, to make money. And they are good at it. I mean, Las Vegas doesn't have anything on Walt Disney. I'm telling you. That's it for us. Wow. Sorry. We'll be back tomorrow bright and early 6 a.m. Have a great day. I know it's warm outside, so stay hydrated.